want, and what they want, Frankie C, is more podcasting.
Is that right?
Much like prior generations wanted more cowbell, these generations want more podcasting.
I feel like that was our generation.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
You wanted more cowbell.
Who couldn't use more cowbell? All right. Monday episode. Lots going on here. The obviously sad and deadly plane crash at LaGuardia Airport. We'll go over what happened in that whole situation with some footage to share with you as well. Epstein's prison guard will testify in front of Congress. We'll share all the details with you. Taylor Frankie Paul, who is a combination of our own Frankie C, our own Paul in the comments, and somebody named Taylor.
Swift?
Well, that'd be nice. Oh, I would love to get the three of you together and see if we create a Mormon swinger bachelorette.
Okay.
I think that's what happened. It's kind of like when you put like yellow and blue together and you're like, oh, this is green. This is how we make green. It feels like those combinations shouldn't work, but they work for some reason. I don't know.
I mean, anything you put Taylor Swift in is going to generate some green. You know what I mean?
That's true. Good point. Let me tell you something. Frankie C is on point on a Monday. But the Bachelorette is swinging back after the video came out of her throwing a stool at her daughter. Speaking of great videos, Justin Timberlake's DUI video. I don't know how much of that we're going to share, but, because it's kind of been out there for a while. And then a bunch of everything else. Iran, the ice in the airports, and AOA at the movies. A little fun to end the episode here on a Monday together, my friends. That's a podcast. Is Project Hail Mary?
Yeah.
I mean, people are saying it's amazing.
You didn't see it?
I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
No.
You had. I was like, oh, this will be great. Live review. No.
Over the weekend, we did see Ready or Not 2.
A little review at the end?
Sure.
Love it. Stay tuned for that. All right, Frankie C. Prison guard connected to Jeffrey Epstein's death. Excuse me. The prison guard connected to Jeffrey E's death. What?
We're skipping a topic?
Let me get the Epstein thing out of the way, and then we'll go into the plane crash. You want to do the plane crash first?
No, I just thought we were going in order, but hey, order be damned.
Yeah, I like that. Order be damned. This prison guard connected to Jeffrey's passing in prison is set to testify before Congress on Thursday. Lawmakers say testimony will happen one way or another, including subpoena if needed. The focus will be on the failures inside the jail the night that Jeffrey passed away.
Mm-hmm.
What happened with the surveillance cameras? What happened with the guard negligence? Them falling asleep, them not checking in on him, them putting him in with somebody who was a contract killer to begin with. The previous life-taking attempt prior to this, or assassination attempt prior to this. The incomplete records, the falsified records, the monetary deposits in their bank accounts prior to it all happening.
Yeah, there's some questions that need to be answered.
Is
it just one prison guard?
There was two. I think the one is going, though, Thursday. That's who they're going to be putting most of the pressure on. I forget what her name is, but she's going Thursday.
But are they gonna interview the other one?
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, I don't know. I just heard the one today. That's what everybody in Congress was saying. Whether they have the subpoena or not, Thursday is the day they're going to do this questioning. Pretty bold statement. Yeah, pretty bold statement. Plane crash or Bachelorette?
I mean,
dealer's choice.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Which one do you want to do?
You do. Let's do the plane crash.
All right, let's do the plane crash. This was sad.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, New York, obviously two huge airports in New York, JFK and LaGuardia. LaGuardia, the smaller of the two. There was an Air Canada flight that was coming in from Montreal with 72 passengers on board and 4 crew members. There was a fire truck on the runway responding to another incident that was happening at LaGuardia Airport. the Air Canada Express flight collided with the fire truck on the runway. The pilot and the co-pilot were killed in the crash. 41 people hospitalized, several with serious injuries. The plane's cockpit was completely destroyed. A flight attendant was ejected from the aircraft while strapped to a jump seat and survived. The fire truck was responding to a separate emergency on the tarmac, and an air traffic control audio captured the frantic warnings of one air traffic controller saying, "Stop, stop, stop," telling the fire truck to stop because he had told him to advance on to where he was going, and then was asking him to stop. The controller later reportedly admitted, quote, "I messed up," end quote. Reports suggest that only one controller may have been handling both ground and air traffic. The crash occurred at night, and reduced visibility and prior weather issues on the tarmac were contributing factors, but experts are saying the crash may have been preventable with proper coordination.
What I mean, more people? What?
More people would be the primary. Yeah, because really, I mean, when you have that, you have people on the ground, you have planes moving around on the ground, taxiing from one runway to the next on the fair, everything else. And then you have the planes that are approaching. And some people might not know this, but the little towers that are in all the airports, they don't really handle the air traffic control for the plane. That's only for the planes taking off and landing. Once they take off, they go into, there's another air traffic control. There's like centralized locations that handle all that stuff. I think ours is in like New Jersey or something like that handles all the New York airports. Because again, you have three, just look at New York City alone: JFK, Newark, LaGuardia, Islip, Westchester. Like,
there's a ton.
The city's got helicopters going in and out of it all the time and stuff like that. So there's a lot.
The ones at the airports are monitoring their own airport traffic.
All they are to do is to bring them in on the runway and get them to take off, and then handle the actual ground traffic, which can be a lot at times. And if anybody's been in an airport, planes are crossing runways, taxiing to other, like, all the time. Like, they're always crossing. So that takes a fair amount of coordination. Yeah. And this guy apparently told the fire truck where to go, and that he made a horrific thing. Could you imagine you give one bad instruction and now two people are dead? That stinks.
That's one of the reasons I wouldn't be able to do that job.
No, me neither.
I would. That's too much responsibility.
Who can, though? Out of all the people do you have one person in your life, friend or family, that qualifies to be an air traffic controller? No, I have none. I don't
know anybody that like that wouldn't weigh on them. I feel like every person who is not a sociopath, that would weigh on their conscience. Of course, how could it not?
Like, and what they say, can you get to 4,000 turn left through 7-6 bubble?
I'm sure they understand all that, but
what are they saying? It's like you have to, not only do you have to protect other people's lives, you have to do it in an entirely other language, because I don't know what the hell they're saying half the time.
I can't imagine. I mean, for one person to be locked onto the screen or whatever the hell it is and be talking to this one, it makes you wonder how many planes are they talking to at once? I mean, it has to be one at a time, I'm sure, but it's like, I mean, it's not just, hey, plane 1, watch out for plane 2. It's like plane 1, watch out for planes 2 through 30. And then, planes 2 through 30, watch out for each other. And then watch out for the guys running around on the ground with the luggage, and watch out for it's got to be nonstop. I don't know how they do it.
And so I used to work in the airport. I used to work at JFK. I used to be one of those guys running around. Right. It's unsettling. There's never a time where you feel great, like you got to kind of keep your head on a pivot at all times. But even the greatest fire truck driver on the planet cannot anticipate the speed of a plane landing. Like, you might think you have it if they saw it at all, but my guess is they didn't even see it coming. That's how bad it was.
So this plane was in the middle of landing.
In the middle of landing.
So it was coming in from the air, and it landed. Now it landed and then hit the fire truck, or it landed on the fire truck.
It had just touched down,
and then it went right into the fire truck.
And right in, and then boom, it was done skis. You want to see? We got some. Yeah, we'll take it from everybody has this. It's in the, but here's from the New York Post. So do you see the fire trucks kind of, you see the lights and everything kind of coming your way? Watch the plane had just, and it's a fire truck is no joke. So pilot and co-pilot killed instantly. Yeah. That's brutal to look at.
Yeah, that's, oh God. I don't even know how we would deal with it from an emotional standpoint. I'm sure there's got to be, I don't know if they're on site, but like therapy for people that are in these jobs, right? I mean, that would have to be,
I would hope so.
Emotional, like police officers have, right? They have therapists in the precinct that kind of get them through traumatic experiences and things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that, right? And then, so I feel like that doctors should probably have some sort of mental health expert on hand just to go through, because they're people.
Podcasters.
They're not, they're not robots. They're going to go through all the emotions just like anybody else. They might hide it better than everybody, but I'm sure they're going through it just like these people. Air traffic controllers are dealing with people's lives every day. That's got to weigh on them a little, no?
Air traffic controllers, I feel like even more so. Like, again, I make a joke. I think podcasters, I think we should have therapists. I think it would help. I mean, it would probably minimize some of the amount of podcasts that are out there.
Very least.
Yeah. But I would make an argument that an air traffic controller has a bit more responsibility, whether you're on the ground or, the ones in the middle of the air.
Well, because just the sheer number of lives that you're in your hands.
Exactly. Like being a doctor is tough, especially like some of these doctors that are ER doctors, like gunshot wounds, all that kind of stuff. But you're only dealing with one life at a time, which is heavy enough. Imagine, and then the way they say it in like airplane culture, it's not like, hey, there's 70 people on this flight. No, there's 73 souls aboard. Like, could you make that even heavier for the love of God? Like that is just, it's like, oh God.
No, I mean, that I feel like is okay because it's just to drive home hey, let's not fuck around in this job. We're, it is because it does deserve that kind of gravitas.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of a serious responsibility.
Serious enough to use the term gravitas?
I couldn't come up with another. I knew you were going to come
good. No, listen, I'm going to give you one of these because somebody is using their word of the day, toilet paper, and I appreciate that.
That's right. But yeah, you got to have, just to put it as deeply as you can so that it's taken the most, we don't want you want to drive home the seriousness of it.
Yeah. But I think for the most part, the air traffic controllers are understaffed, and they're subject to budgets and unstaffing and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure like for the last little while here, it's been like, they've been like stressed out and.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, let me see the air traffic. I remember there was a strike. Is it still going on?
There might be. There was definitely something with labor with them. I know they make a shit ton of money. I know they're doing a lot of overtime too. I know a couple of people who are like in that field and they're like killing it right now. But it's like, it's strenuous. You're doing like longer hours than you're supposed to be doing. And it's the bullshit of America. I feel like everybody is so stressed out with profits and efficiency and all that kind of stuff. Like it's the same thing with like the truck drivers. Like that was the whole thing with going to get you pregnant. What's his name there? Tracy Morgan.
That was
Like,
good.
Thank you. They after he got hit, they made the biggest deal out of like, well, what was wrong with the guy? Well, he was tired. Well, why was he tired? Well, because he's fucking driving way more than he should be to make quotas and meet, deadlines and all this kind of shit that the world just gets stuck behind, especially I feel like Americans more than any other culture, we love to just fucking put our foot on the gas pedal, do it all now, figure it out later, and then it takes a tragedy to get us to go, oh, hold on, we should re-examine this.
Yeah. And plus there's a partial government shutdown going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has to do, the TSA, Coast Guard, Secret Service operating with employees working without pay. So
yeah, that one I don't think is the traffic controllers per se, but yes.
Okay, so TSA agents though are shortages. There's lines all over the place. Does that affect the amount of, to keep using the word, traffic?
Not the air traffic controllers in this instance, but
in other words, the airports are very packed, jam packed right now. You think that? My question, I guess, is, an air traffic controller, is his or her day different if an airport is packed or if an airport is running regularly?
No, I think
the planes are going to leave when the planes are going to leave. So that does, right?
Yeah. Well, what's weird too is a lot of people don't realize this, but the airport is on a tight schedule. Like I learned that when I was working at the airport. It is the same every day. Like the plane that goes from New York to London and then goes from London back to New York and then New York, like it does that practically every day. So the times that you're this too from growing up in Howard Beach. You knew the times that those planes started coming in. It was the same plane every day, same time. You don't really realize it, but yes, there is a difference when they're busier. Certainly, holidays, summertime. That things increase.
So you could make. The airports being jam packed the way they are puts stress, I'm sure, on all of the departments in the airport.
Yeah.
Leading right up to air traffic control.
Yeah, but what's been going on with the air traffic controllers has been an issue for a while. It's can they hire enough? Can they properly train enough people? And they haven't really been able to do it at the proper numbers, from what I understand.
I don't understand.
I know people, I could see it in the chat. People are trying to blame this on the president. This one, not that I'm defending him, that really doesn't have anything to do with the DHS shutdown or what's happening. That's TSA. That's a different thing than
my point. If it's TSA that backs everything up in the airports, that's my question. My question is, if everything's backed up in the airports in terms of customers, people flying, and now there's lines everywhere, does that have a sort of a wave effect that impacts every other department?
Not really. I don't think it's not increasing the traffic.
Okay, because is it like if an air traffic controller handles 20 planes in a half an hour, when it's super busy, is it still 20 planes in a half an hour, or is it now it's 40?
It could be 40. Yeah, but that can be caused by weather. Could be caused by schedule. Yeah, it could be lots of things.
But could this be a factor?
The TSA lines and stuff like the lines from TSA. I don't think so.
People getting, I don't know.
Planes leaving later because maybe. Robin makes Reagan is probably more to blame for this because he took on the air traffic controllers and kind of started this new trajectory for them, that led to just things not being the best right now.
I don't understand in a field where like you said,
safety is paramount. Yes.
Safety is like so many lives are in the balance here. We don't have the utmost safety at our disposal. Like, how are there not 10 people looking at these screens as opposed to one or two?
Yeah. It's crazy to think.
Why is that? What's the answer? I'm legitimately asking, what's the answer?
I think also it's hard to find. I don't think this is a profession that people last in, because it is so heavy and it's very stressful and the hours stink.
Maybe, but if there were 10 people instead of 2, maybe the hours wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like all right, let's say LaGuardia, for example, I don't know if these are the numbers, but let's say there's 2 people from, 9 to noon. I don't know. Let's say it's 9 to 5. You have 3 people running air traffic control. If there were 10 people in that spot, 9 to 5, wouldn't that ease the burden a little bit more? And why? I can't imagine that there are only 2 or 3 qualified people in all of New York. There's got to be people that would want that job and that are good at it.
Yeah, there's certainly more. But again, let's keep this in perspective a little bit, especially New York. It's 24/7. Like, I mean, it's like.
Yeah, but that's my point. The workers shouldn't be 24/7. I understand that the business and the airports are 24/7.
Yeah.
But the person in charge of landing and take the planes taking off, that person should not be 24/7. That person should be 8 hours, 7 hours.
Correct. And like, again, it's early on in this investigation, so we don't know why, but I'm certain that one person was not supposed to be doing the ground and the air traffic. So why was that? Like, was it there a call out? Was somebody on break? Like, so it's not that they don't have enough to cover it. It's just they don't have the layers, kind of like to your point that you're talking about. Like, yeah, there should be 2 people watching this screen instead of 1. Because if one has a heart attack or has
not even that, like if there's
has to run to the bathroom, somebody gets called out sick. I would imagine when they're scheduling, they probably have somebody who's in there just to jump in and give the people breaks and all that stuff. But if 2 people call out sick, then I think you're heading toward, like, I have a feeling we're going to find out that a couple of people called out and that's why this guy was left for like maybe even an hour or 2. And then this mistake happened.
Even if that's the case, again, there should be, I mean, if a pilot calls out, the guy flying, the man or woman flying the plane calls out, they don't just bring in they bring in another exact person that can fly a pilot. They don't bring in a junior, whatever, they bring in the person that could do the job exactly as a pilot. Yeah. So if an air traffic controller has to step out, they should bring in another air traffic controller that has just as much, knowledge with this as anybody else. I find it hard to believe that a person that's in charge of thousands of people's lives, why would that be? I mean, you go to an airport, there's thousands of employees there. Mm-hmm. Why would we be lacking employees in that one area?
Okay. Do you want to hear how bad it is?
No, it's probably super bad. I'm sure it's terrible.
Says somebody who's traveling on a plane soon. Do you want to hear how bad it is? No, don't tell me.
No, it's probably really bad. It doesn't make any sense that I feel like there's probably more people running a bus terminal.
Mm-hmm. It feels like there's more people running this podcast right now.
I don't get why it's taken so lightly. I mean, why is it just 1 or 2 people? It's such an important job. There should be a guy there and another person standing behind him in case that guy passes out, and then 3 other people standing there waiting to do it.
Can I give you the basics? Now I feel like people are going to need to hear this.
Please.
There's a critical shortage of air traffic controllers in the United States. The Federal Aviation Administration is short roughly 3,000 controllers, with over 40% of facilities understaffed.
So then the question would be, why is that? Is it the hours? Is it the intensity of the job? If it's the intensity of the job and the hours, then that would mean reduce the hours per person. If that means planes can't fly at a certain time, that's what it is. If I'm running an airport and I can't have an air traffic controller in from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., guess what? I'm not flying planes in or out 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. Mm-hmm. If I don't have the right person staffed at the controls. You
would think somebody would say that, but I feel like not in America. In America, it's like,
we'll just we could do it. It's like, no, You wouldn't fly the plane without a pilot sitting in the seat. Why would you run an airport without proper air traffic control?
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to get some of the people that are on those AI ovens and see if we can't get them to figure out this air traffic control situation. Right. Maybe we need to spend less time on identifying what's a cookie and not a cookie in an oven and more time on getting people safely from one place to another.
Right. So that's right, Robin. I mean, I know Robin says increase the pay. Absolutely. That's part one. Part two, Matt O'Brien says doesn't work like that in the corporate world. All right. Well, you have two choices. Either it works like that. Three choices. Either it works like that, and we just stop the airport running from a certain point because we don't have the proper people. It doesn't work like that, and people are just taking off, and we don't care. We don't pay too close attention to the air traffic control, or we make it work.
Yeah.
So it's either we deal with what we have now and we limit the amount of traffic that our limited air traffic control can handle. Because I mean, the alternative is it's not working and people crash, and that's awful. Or we improve it all. I mean, why? I feel like we're doing the worst of those three options. We're just letting it run with no, with just as it is with no,
because our government is not good at things. That's the thing. Like that's why people push for private sector partnerships, because okay, let me give you for instance here. I told you 40% of facilities are understaffed. Do you know how long it takes to train a air traffic controller?
How long?
6 years. Do you know where they go to train?
Where do they go?
There is one training academy in Oklahoma City.
That's it.
That is it.
One of the most important jobs in travel. There's one place doing it.
And it takes 6 years. Okay, so where's the gap? Because there were previous work stoppages and shutdowns. So not this one, but previous shutdowns. And I can't remember who. I feel like every couple of years we have an airport shutdown.
The last one was in, I think, this past December.
Was it? Okay. The shutdowns, the pay, all that kind of stuff has led to an increase of early retirements, which has left us in 2024. We were at 14,264 controllers. They're trying to hire, and they're aiming for 8,900 new hires by late 2028.
Why? I guess I wouldn't want. It's a job that I wouldn't want to do. So it has to be enticing enough for people to want to do that job.
Yeah, because even if I hire you tomorrow, you're not hitting the screens until 6 years. I mean, the people that are starting tomorrow applied for the job in 2020, got that resume in right before the pandemic hit.
Yeah,
and that was a goddamn lifetime ago.
Yeah,
That's
nuts.
It's tough. And then this is what drives me crazy, because you talk about Doge and all these. It's like we should be fixing, like you're saying, we should be fixing this. Yeah. Like, why aren't we paying more attention to this?
Yeah. Where's our Secretary of Transportation?
Why don't we crack open a second location here and see if we can't, crank out some more, why don't we
I'd be like, I'd open schools all around the country.
Yeah. Why don't we go back to the retirees and be like, hey, who wants to teach so we can train double the amount of people in half the amount of time?
Teach it up, get the latest, I'm sure we're spending over $1 billion a day on this war in Iran for this useless.
It's insane. Well, did you hear the thing with the post office the other day? Oh, sorry, you look like you were about to say something way more important than what I was going to bring up. I was
just going to say, you take one day from that war, the money that's spent on that war, and you put it towards building, I don't know how many schools $1 billion could build, but probably a lot. And you get the training facilities, and you get the teachers, and you get it all going. Why can't we have 10 schools, 20 schools? Like, why isn't that, how every administration wants to create more jobs? I'm running on opening 100 schools across the country to train air traffic controllers, people that work in airports.
During the Biden, not to get picky, but during the Biden administration, they increased all these government jobs. Were none of them for the air traffic controllers?
Exactly.
What happened there?
All the administrations get more. Why isn't this a priority? Like, I feel like it's. Correct me if I'm sure it's not. I'm sure I'm missing something. I feel like this could be an easier fix than most things.
Yes. No, you're not wrong. Well, if you allow the normal speed of government to exist, then there's nothing wrong with this. But if you look at it like any other individual, you would say, sorry, but there's got to be a way to keep the safety intact and train double the people in half the amount of time. There's got to be a way. Well, but I just said, you get all the retirees, pay them to come back and teach in the classroom, and that'll help.
And I'm not saying lower the standards. I don't want to lower, like, if it takes 6 years to learn, and that's what we're dealing with. Okay, I don't know better than the people who set up that system. So it takes 6 years to learn. But let's make more of an incentive for people to want that job, and let's vet people that can do it. And I don't know what the age, like how old you have to be to do it. I don't know what the parameters are. You know, your vision, I'm sure, has to be perfect. Your hearing, I'm sure, has to be perfect. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of hurdle to jump over. But we can't, like, I feel like there are things that are, if they're important and the public outcry is strong enough, then you're a representative. Hey, I'm writing a bill here, putting it in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't vote for this? Who wouldn't vote for better air traffic controllers at all our airports?
Well, look at all the ridiculousness going on. And again, sorry, but the East Wing. Look at all the attention and the time and money and effort that's being put in.
Almost a $400 or $500 million ballroom.
Yeah. Okay. Granted, I love the idea of a ballroom. I'd like to have a grander place to host dinners, but maybe the FAA thing would have been a better
priorities,
time and resource kind of a thing. And we can make this criticism about the last 3-4 administrations. Like this is
building ballrooms for no reason, but sure.
Okay, fair enough. But it's like we don't really fix the problems that we should be fixing. Oh, we sound like old men on a fucking porch.
We went on rants, so we're not reading the chats. I know we know it's about money. We get it, but there's plenty. Everybody's, when are we going to get the money? We're number one. We're the richest country in the world.
We should spend
on this war that we shouldn't be in,
and not just the war. We spend a lot of money on utter shit.
We spend money all over the place, so I'm sure there's money for this.
Yeah,
we spend money giving tax breaks to whoever, the billionaires, millionaires, but we can't spare a few $100 million to build a couple schools here or there.
I like how Mercury's keeping Frank in line. You got to keep him, because even before the show, I want to make sure we're reading a lot of the chat. And Frank said, and I quote, "Fuck that chat."
I did not say that.
That's what I heard.
No, you heard wrong. You wouldn't be a good air traffic controller. The sensors are not operating at full capacity.
But I was just going to say this before. Did you see the thing at the post office the other day? The post office general goes, "Hey, we're running out of money. Like, we can't, do the post office thing." And he basically said, we either have to charge more or deliver a lot less packages. And both of those make sense, but the American people don't want to hear that shit. So he basically went to Congress and was like, you guys got to fund this because we clearly can't fund ourselves. And it's the truth.
Like, I don't see why they wouldn't be funded by it's a government agency.
It's not funded. They fund them, but they're running out of money all the time. That's the problem.
Yeah, but it's a government agency. Why is it the one government agency that the government doesn't fund?
They should, because I don't know. Have you tried to ship something lately? Like I sent your dog that thing. It was like, and this is a poor example because this was a couple other things, but I went to go ship something like a day or two before I sent that. It was like $40 with UPS. I went to the post office, not as small as the thing I sent you. It was like $6. I was like, okay, I'll do this one.
Yeah.
But then that's why they're not making any fucking money,
All right, so they can afford to double all the prices and be fine.
Yeah, but then then we're all gonna bellyache about how expensive it is to send something to the.
We sure will, but it's
the
still
number,
cheaper than UPS or wherever.
probably, Yeah, but it's the thing that people like to bellyache just as much, if not just slightly less than gas prices, is how much a stamp costs.
When's the last time you complained about how much a stamp costs?
3 days ago. Actually, I don't even know. What does a stamp cost? I don't even know. But I know, like,
50 cents, 48 cents, I don't know. But something.
I remember when it was 29.
Oh. Well, yeah. I think a lot of things are off. Like, I am a firm believer that, remember, the deposit bottles? Would you?
Yeah.
A nickel for a soda can?
Yeah.
Why is it still a nickel? It's been a nickel for as long as we've been alive.
That's a good point.
Why isn't it a dime by now?
It's a dime in Michigan.
It's a dime in Michigan. It should be 15 cents in Michigan.
It should be. Yeah, why aren't they giving more? We're paying out the ass for these goddamn sodas.
Prices go up for soda, but the deposit is still the same. It's this. Why isn't that going up? Imagine, 10 bottles instead of 20 for $1. That's a huge. I feel like that would be a huge thing.
Son of a bitch. You're really right. The price of everything has gone up. Why hasn't the what do they call that? Not a rebate, refund?
Or deposit refund, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that should be 10 cents by now, right, at least.
Why isn't inflation affected that at all? What's the deal with that? We're getting screwed here.
Yeah. You get inflation seems to pick and choose what it wants to affect. Somehow.
Yeah, it's tough. So
it affects how much you pay for stuff, but not how much you get.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I'm telling you, I feel like
that's one thing that, like, I'm like, why is this still 5 cents? It's been 5. I'm over 40 years old. It's been 5 cents since the 80s. Before that, I'm sure.
Stamps went from 29 cents to 50 whatever now, and the friggin' thing hasn't gone up at all.
I can't get 10 cents back for my Snapple bottle. Yeah, let me look at this thing.
How much are you leaving on the table? You're probably leaving millions on the table by not recycling that Snapple bottle.
I recycle it. I just don't get the nickel for it.
You don't take the nickel back?
No, I don't. I throw it in the recycle pail here at my house. Yeah, it's 5 cents. It's 10 cents in Oregon.
Oh, Oregon stepping up.
Yeah, it's 5 cents everywhere else.
Oh, wait, so not Michigan anymore? I thought Michigan was always the 10-cent spot.
That's what I thought. But no, 5 cents and then 10 cents in Oregon.
5 cent, 10 cent, dollar.
You can see that.
Wait, no, right? Oh, yeah, you're right. Shit. What happened?
I don't know.
That's crazy. It's weird that you said this because I took my daughter to the father-daughter dance yesterday, and it was at the Stony Brook University.
Oh.
So we're leaving the area, and there was like a student that was going to like where like I guess like the campus bus was, like a little campus bus stop. Mm-hmm. And she just had like 2 huge bags of bottles, and my daughter was locked in. And she's, you know how kids are. She's like, Dad, what's she doing? I'm like, just like, I don't know. She's like, why does she have so many empty bottles? I'm like,
did you tell her she's exchanging?
I said, well, you get money back for them. And she was like, I'm going to return like 1,000. I'm like, we don't go through it.
It's good for the environment. It's a good school project, probably, if she wants to.
I should have her do it, but we don't really have a lot of bottles in the house anymore. Like, it's not like we have
collect them.
I should make her. You want me to turn her into a homeless person? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, you nailed it right on that. I don't even know why I should keep talking. You got it.
Why do I have to sleep outside, Dad? Because remember when you asked about the bottles? I'm trying to teach you an important lesson here.
It kind of gave me this idea.
Yeah.
Next time you think of something, don't share it with your dad.
Head on out and figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
Boy, those father-daughter dances, they got those things. You go to these things. Okay. First of all right. Can we take a break from the topics for a second?
What the hell?
Okay. Couple things. My son asked me before he goes to sleep. He goes, "Are you doing a podcast tonight?" And I said, "Why?" And this is like the 3rd time he's asked me. I go, "Why?" He goes, "No reason." I go, "No, you've asked me a lot now. You have to tell me." He's like, "Well, I like to listen to it as I go to bed." I go, "Okay." Now I got to whisper a lot more because my studio.
No, wait. Does he listen to it on a device? Like, does he listen to the show, or is he listening to you through the wall?
I think he's listening to, because on the other side of the studio wall is where he sleeps.
Yeah.
So I think he might be hearing me through the wall a little bit.
Does he have a screen in his room?
Well, that's the other thing. He's got it, and he's getting things on YouTube now. And like, I heard my daughter the other day, she was like, Dad, I was telling my friend that she should watch your podcast. And I was like, okay, we need to sit down and talk about it.
You don't have the kids lock or something, kids only stuff from YouTube?
I do. They find ways around it. I swear to God, they fucking find ways around it. I can't figure out how to. I took it off of their Kindle. I took it off
one of those parent disclaimers in the beginning of the show.
I know. It's really strange because I think they're like, and then my daughter was on the VR headset like a couple of weeks ago, and she's like, oh, you should listen to my dad's podcast. I'm like, you got to stop telling people this. I'm like, you can't, so that was the one weird thing. Why did I start telling you about that? My son was listening to this.
Daughter dance.
Oh, okay. So that's why I got to be careful. The fucking father-daughter dance. Okay. $70 to get in the dance.
For the two of you.
For the two of us. Then they hit you up for raffle tickets for this. Then they figured out. What?
Good prizes?
Good. Gumball machine. Like, it can't. What drives me crazy is my daughter's like, oh, the candy basket. I'm like, that's fucking $8 worth of candy. You just put $40 worth of tickets in the bag. I'm like, get the thing that we can't buy anywhere. I could get you candy, that's it. But they love the candy. But somebody devised this thing, and I don't know who it was, but when I find out who it is, I'm going to punch them in the face. Because this is a common thing with fundraising now. They have one color tickets for these prizes, and then the more expensive ticket, it was a different color for those prizes.
So you can't mix up the tickets. You got to put the cheaper tickets with the cheaper prizes.
Right. And you get more of the cheaper tickets, and you get less of the more expensive tickets. Dude, I lose less money at the racetrack when I go.
Did you win anything?
Nothing. Not a thing. Not a thing. And the reason why I'm being quiet about it too is my daughter goes, I go, how was school today? Did anybody talk about the father-daughter dance, how much fun they have? And she goes, oh no, so-and-so didn't go. And I go, why? Were they sick or something? No. She said her dad told her it's not his thing. I went, what? The father told the daughter, that's not my thing.
Too friggin' suck it up, pal.
I know.
Are you kidding?
I wish I would have said that. I said, oh, I didn't even know you could do that, because I would have definitely.
You're an ass.
And then
thing. How do you do that to your daughter?
Isn't that horrible? And then I said to her, I go, maybe he was joking. I was like, sometimes Daddy and Uncle Frankie, we joke about things, because now I'm trying to hedge my bets, because I'm like, all the horrible things I've said about them over the years. Like, they're going to discover all this crap.
You got to lock this channel out on their screens or something. I don't know how to do that, but you got to.
No, I think I'm just going to blow it up.
Okay.
Everybody tune into Frankie C on air, because that'll be the clue. We're going to start all over
again. It's going to be a whole new, it's going to be my format.
Yeah. Same font, same logo.
No.
Frankie. Oh, okay. All right. Maybe it'll be much more colorful then. I don't know.
It's all different.
Oh, you've got, all right. Frank's got thing. So just stay tuned, because podcast 2.0, Frankie C on air, is going to be killer, and it's going to have no trash talking about my children.
Right. It's going to be way different.
Yeah. So I thought that was, but then I was like, I can't. And then I'm like, kind of like, as I'm making dinner, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy telling his daughter this is not my thing? And then like I had to explain it to her. Like, I'm like, yeah, sometimes, small talk. I'm like, it's nobody's thing really, but you don't say that to your kid.
No, the kid wants to go. You take, and all their friends are going.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're paycheck to paycheck, and it's just,
that could be, yeah.
Even then, you'd say something different than it's not my. You say, oh,
yeah.
Say something. You make up something else. You don't say it's not my. I feel like that's a weird thing to say to your kid.
But then the other thing is like the PTA, like they'll help you. Like if you can't afford it, like they'll foot the bill for you. Like that's like one of the things that they do, So everybody, Frank-thany on air. I think Frankie C on air is better. Let's just give it to.
I mean, if we're some weird hybrid creature, then we'll be Frank-thany. But
yeah.
I'm
There's
still
no
operating independently of him. Then it'll be Frankie C.
But by the way, we should have changed it to F&A. Like that was what the show was originally called. The only reason why it's called a little history lesson for people is because when I was doing the morning show and I was so unhappy, I was just like, fuck this. I'm going to buy my own website and do my own thing afterwards. And then it became a thing where it was the only thing that had any cachet when we started doing the podcast, you know. But back in Frank and I almost sold a show once to a place and we were going to call it F&A. It was going to be just Frank and Anthony, right. F&A for short. And that was the fucking best. Remember when they cut all those lines for, they had their voice guy cut all those lines for us, and he was like, is a big voice guy.
Do we have those? We could use them. Can we use them? I don't know if we could use them.
We should break them out though one day to play. I have them. I know exactly where they are. I have them. I have them.
All right. So are we rebranding this thing? Is it going to be F&A now?
Pretty much. I mean, we're getting really close to that time because they're going to find all these old F&A holes. It still works. See? Yeah, it still works. Still, that's the best part about it is the a-hole part.
It's a smooth transition.
Yeah. I was going to do a bigger... Oh, wait, we're not up to Justin Timberlake yet. The Bachelorette. Okay. So we talked about this Taylor Frankie Paul. For people who don't know, she's the Bachelorette. It got canceled, like last second canceled. They filmed the whole season. The whole thing was ready to go.
So she's no longer the Bachelorette.
She's no longer the Bachelorette because something that we already knew happened, a domestic violence situation. TMZ dropped the video of the domestic violence situation, and that's what made ABC cancel it. A couple of things that have come out in the last couple of days. She lost custody of her son following the footage coming out. Obviously, it's bad watching her throw a bar stool that hits her little baby daughter. Is terrible.
She lost custody of her son, but not the daughter that she hit with the chair.
Apparently, I don't know if she ever had custody. I don't know what the custody situation is.
All right.
But all the reports are is that she just lost custody of her son following the footage coming out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I'll tell you the weird thing, and we're going to talk about this a little bit with Justin Timberlake. The amount of people coming to her defense is really? Kind of, yeah, that's exactly, yeah. And a lot of people, and this is not a bad point, a lot of people, and again, if you look on all our socials, you'll see people doing this. They're going, well, what'd that guy do before that camera started rolling? And I'm like, doesn't stop how horrible it was that she hit her daughter with a thing, because clearly he said, your daughter's right here, and she hurled the second bar stool. So,
yeah,
but I don't know what he did.
If something happened before the camera started rolling and you threw a bar stool, I feel like you stop throwing once you don't throw it anyway. But if you're throwing a bar stool and your daughter's in striking range, stop throwing the bar stool, call the police, do something else. Don't keep throwing bar stools at your daughter.
But she has a problem, right? There's been some mental issues. I mean, she's on the record of saying she's got some mental issues. Obviously, she's got some anger issues. There's probably a little bit of alcoholism and, I don't know, drugs or narcotics, maybe, whatever.
I don't know. I only know from this video, and that's it. I don't know her from anybody else.
And she was out drinking with the girls, right? And God knows whatever else she was doing. But besides the drinking and the possible whatever else, the anger alone, just to see her, like she couldn't stop herself when he said, your daughter's right here. That's an anger issue.
Yeah, I mean, unless I don't even know. What justifies throwing the... I mean, if he's abusing her...
Look, it's not ideal, but people throw shit at people. Like, I mean, I think that's...
I get it, but like, you're right. What caused her to throw the thing? I mean, was he abusing her?
I don't think so, because you saw there was a good chunk of it before... it happened, but we don't know what happened prior to that. But even still, I mean, if they were arguing about whatever.
Yeah. Once your daughter's in the picture, stop throwing shit.
Just stop throwing shit. Yeah.
And if there's a serious problem, if there's an abuse issue, you call the cops.
Right. But a lot of people are coming to her defense and they're like, we don't know what he did. And I'm like,
what's her argument? What is she saying?
She hasn't made one. She hasn't. She's not saying anything other than she's not going anywhere. Like if you go to her TikTok, it's her like dancing and her like, you can hate on me all you want. Like she's just like, I'm here and that's it.
I mean,
which is a bold take.
There's the stuff with the kids, but is there any kind of legal proceedings going on with the guy in the video? Like, is there a lawsuit? Is there any kind of abuse one way or the other pending?
Not that I know. I mean, I again, she was arrested. She was arrested that night.
Following that thing.
Okay. Yeah. They took her away.
So her being arrested that night, there had to have been, if she's arrested, like, was there court? Did she have to defend what she did? If so, what was her defense? Was there a defense, or was it just, no, I did what I did, I plead guilty, and that's it?
I mean, she acknowledged it was an incident. She said it was unfortunate. She said that,
but she didn't say he did something or this is why I did what I did.
Not that I've seen. That doesn't mean that she didn't say it. Yeah.
So who knows? I mean, it could be nothing and she flipped on for some reason, or it could have been a defense thing. But even if it's a defense thing, you got the kid there. It's a tough one. I mean, I would love to hear what she has to say about it all. Like, what's her argument?
And listen, people make mistakes, right? I mean, that's horrible, but people make mistakes. You know, I felt that like remember when Dana White like hit his wife after she like put her hand in his face or whatever at the football game or wherever they were at. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, it's an unfortunate incident." You know, people are forgiving him and all. It was a couple of years ago, and I get again, I'm not perfect. I've never done any of these things. I'm not perfect. People make mistakes.
No, he's perfect.
I also feel like we do have to maintain some sort of modicum of standard.
We can't say, all right, that's okay. You know, there's got to be you're a public figure. You're not even public figure. There's laws, there's rules. We all
right
abide by the same rules here. We can't just go throwing stools and shit.
But she is on I'm not an unfit parent and I'm not going anywhere. Like she's continuing to post stuff, even though she's not really talking about the Bachelorette or whatever, which is okay. I saw another thing. I guess this NFL player was up for hosting, or I don't even know who he is, but I watched this video and he was going on and he was talking about how much background checks he had to go through. Like he was just like hosting like a segment. I don't think he was the guy who ultimately wound up hosting this Bachelorette, because I think they pick a new one every time or whatever, or they just picked a new host to host all the Bachelorettes. But he was like, I went through this and this and this and this and this. He's like, they looked at me up and down. He's like, so the fact that ABC didn't know that this was this bad, he's like, is utter bullshit. Because again, we knew the police reports were out there. We had heard the stories. We had just never seen the video. And then he made a really good point, which was, I don't know if you remember this, but like Ray Rice, like had a domestic violence incident with his girlfriend at the time or whatever. And he was suspended 2 games. And then the footage came out of him slapping the ever-loving shit out of this poor woman on an elevator. And then he was suspended for the rest of his life. So he's like, you have to keep pushing for these videos, because if not, these things are going to get swept under the rug unless you point out the brutality of what this all really looks like. Because you have to admit, a domestic violence incident, as bad as it sounds, is not as bad as, did that woman just throw a bar stool at her daughter? Yeah.
Once you see, it's a whole different story. Once you see the incident, it has a bigger impact for the viewer. Like, holy shit, it becomes more real.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of nominations here for a comment. I'm trying to find the comment because Frank doesn't want to read the comments this time around.
I'm reading I think it was this.
Will she do OF soon? Probably. That's probably the next stop. Well, okay. And then here's what the other people are saying. They go, okay, throwing obviously little children getting hurt is bad. Multiple people are saying, I've seen like 7 videos where they go, yeah, throwing a parcel at a child is bad, but We didn't do anything. Like, why do we have to go without the Bachelorette season? Like, can't you put it somewhere?
Oh,
I swear to God. I swear to you.
that's ridiculous.
Swear to you. They're like,
Why does everything bad happen to us?
Yeah. They're like, I love the Bachelorette. And then somebody else goes, I saw this guy that goes, all these guys, so whatever the opposite sex is that is vying for the one person, they're all nobodies trying to make a name for themselves. So they just went, and somebody won. There's a rumor of the guy who won, but there's a final 4 or 2 or whatever. I forget. I don't know how these things go. But and then some guy won. All that fame coming up, all this time of this guy going, I'm going to be on The Bachelor. I'm in it this season. I'm nothing. These guys get nothing now, and they're not allowed to say what happened. It's like all embargo. They sign a deal. They can't speak about it. So they're like, shit out of luck.
For a show that doesn't have any writers and a show that literally was just done, basically, and it's been done a gajillion times.
Yeah.
I feel like a group of people that are running the show could probably smash it together in a month. You film it over a week. You edit it together over the next 2 weeks, and it's out in the following week. What's the problem?
You think so, but I don't know. I think they take a long time, a lot of editing, I think they just shoot a lot of shit.
Edit it over 4 weeks, whatever you want. I don't know. How long does it take to edit? Months?
I don't know. It takes our little AI guy like 15 minutes to edit all the show clips and put them out.
Right. Yeah. Is it going to be like maybe you shoot it differently. Maybe you do a different style. Maybe it's, handheld stuff, and it's not as cut and dry and clean cut as past seasons. Maybe you do it, you call it something different this season. Oh, the Bachelorette, you call it like I don't know, last minute change it. I don't know. You make it sound like it was not that it was rushed, but that it was like, we had to make last minute changes. And here's what we got.
I'm with Uncle B, Paul, Bird here. Like,
yeah, I'm not a fan of them either. I've never watched them, but I can't imagine them taking much production.
I think this is like the 26th season or something of these shows. Like, how
exactly? It's got to be like turnkey by now.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of weird.
You take a week. All right, maybe you take a few days to set up wherever it takes place. Is a mansion or something.
Yeah.
You set up cameras. You set up all the shit you need. You film it over a week or two, and then it takes what, a month to edit? Maybe. How many episodes are there? 8, 10?
I have no idea. It's a good question. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder how quick they could turn one of these things around. And you got to think that somebody else is doing a show pretty similar. You think they could just upgrade it? Like, I'm sure Bravo's doing some knockoff. They could be like, hey, we'll buy that off you so we could put it on the air.
Can we use your mansion for
Yeah,
they have all the guys, I'm sure, waiting. They could probably film it and do it a whole season again if they wanted them.
Can you, though? Can you bring all those same guys back again? And
why not? They didn't air them.
I guess so.
Just pay them again if you need to, get another season.
Yeah, I guess so. Frank, I have a sneaking suspicion we're gonna get this season in the next couple of weeks. Her season. I think
her season.
I think there's going to be enough outcry and enough. Well, what did he do before the camera? That they're going to be like, although we don't condone that sort of behavior, this was, she said.
I don't know. You think Disney will fold like that? I
think Disney's looking at a $15 million hole in their schedule right now going, how could we swing? You don't think there's a room right now of PR people in the Walt Disney Company going, how could we get this on the air?
I think there's a room of people sitting around going, we've got a bunch of attention on us right now. How do we spin this into something else? Yeah. I think maybe down the road, maybe they could release it or something, or like a special or whatever they do. But I think they turn it into something different, like not a trial, but like follow the behind the scenes of this season's Bachelorette,
of what happened, what fell apart, and what. Yeah.
Well, because none of the drama happened on the show, though.
This was years before. Yep.
Right.
Years.
So it's not like you're going to see anything interesting with the show. It's just the show.
But that's what this guy who was going for the segment host or whatever he was going for was saying. He was like, how could you couldn't get the video? How did TMZ get it and you couldn't get it? And you read the police report. They probably had access to more stuff than we had publicly, and they decided to do this. Where
did the video come from?
I don't know. The body cam footage of the police. Oh no, it was the guy filmed it, and then then there's body cam footage from the police officers afterwards when they got there.
But where was this? I mean, they couldn't just see who the guy talked to that guy who was taking the footage.
Yeah, the guy who started. Yeah,
I mean, there's a arrest report. I'm sure the guy's name is in there.
You're right. Why wouldn't they just throw a bunch of money his way and be like, let us see that footage? Yeah, I don't know.
Even if they don't see it, does this footage exist? Yes. All right, we can't do this then.
Yeah, right. It's going to come out. Yeah, and then my thought is, did TMZ torpedo this thing on purpose? Like, when did they have it? When did TMZ have it? Did they have it 3 days before? Because if you look at her doing press ahead of time, there was rumblings of this for the last week. The week before the Oscars, there was rumblings that this was going to come out.
I wonder why now. I mean, just because I think the season comes out.
It has to be. If you're TMZ, would you put it out 3 weeks ago, or would you put it out the fucking 3 days before the thing is going to
TMZ? Man, I tell you,
they fucked them over. I think, and TMZ is backed by Fox, right, which is a rival to ABC.
As a shock.
So yeah, I mean, I think they really fucked them over. I think clearly they waited, but I don't know how long they waited. I want to know if they waited 3 weeks or if they waited like 4 months.
Well, strategically, they would probably go, all right, let's wait. It's going to air in 3 days. We'll drop it now. This way they have to you're screwing them. You're not giving them any time to react.
And I don't think that they just happened to come across it. I think they heard she got the show and they were like, okay, let's see if we can get the footage from that incident.
Mm-hmm.
I think they started working on it the second she got announced that she was going to be on this show. Mm-hmm. But if you I looked at her TikTok earlier, she got 6 million followers, and she's up there dancing this morning like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm telling you, she is going to there. Something weird happened. I don't know if it was, again, it feels like if it was Trump or Trump just made it common, but nobody goes away. Like, people don't get embarrassed and shamed any longer. Even if they're caught doing something wrong, they just go, fuck it, I'm here. Like, even if they have to go, I made a mistake, but I'm still fucking here. Like Haktua was the last girl to disappear for a long time. And people were like, what happened to that girl? Now, like back in the day, something embarrassing would happen, you would just go away.
I think it depends on what it is.
I'm telling you, this girl, if this season doesn't come out, she's going to be, I don't know if it's OnlyFans or Bravo or somebody is going to give her a fucking job, or she's just going to ride her own social channels to stay relevant and in people's lives.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what it is. Either something happens like that, like a celebrity, and this happens, you either ride it out and see what happens, or you lean in, and it sounds like she's leaning in.
She's fucking leaning in. Speaking of Timberlake, did you see his body cam footage?
I caught a little. I couldn't watch it anymore because it's just him like, what? Yeah, it's gonna be May. I don't know. I can't. I don't remember what he said, but it was something weird.
He is so fucking drunk this entire time, like breathalyzer. Like, I know it's legally like you want to get that breathalyzer, but I feel like we've got to get to a point where we go, nope, drunk, don't need it, don't need breathalyzer, don't need tests. Like, clearly he's fucking intoxicated. And it's so weird to see how the police have to like skirt around, like, I observed you go, floating into the left oncoming traffic lane, failing to stop. Like, they couldn't be like, hey, you were fucking drunk, like, you're clearly fucking drunk. Like, you're fucking drunk.
Well, if they want, if they want lawyers to not be able to wiggle their way out of this thing, they probably have to, because now it's on the cams.
Yeah.
You have to be, hey, this is what happened. And it's all mapped out, and we're going by the book in order for this thing to stick.
But his friend who was with him, this woman who shows up at some point, she's like, oh, you're taking him. Like, they were astonished that they were taking him in. Like, are you fucking insane?
Oh, was this like a, do you know who this is kind of a thing?
Well, he started with that shit when they were, did we talk about this? What are you doing here? We just talk about, Kyle pulls him over. He goes, what are you doing here? What are you doing out here? And he goes, I'm on a world tour. Bro, the answer is, he wants to know what
what are you doing here right now?
Yeah. I'm at a restaurant. I'm coming back from a bar. Like, that's what he wants. That's what he's looking for. He's not looking for, I'm Justin Timberlake and I'm on a world tour.
Yeah. If I get pulled over tomorrow, I'm not gonna be like, I do a podcast in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care what your job is. Right. What are you doing right now?
Why are you in front of me now?
Right.
Yeah. A world tour. And then they're putting him into things. These tests are really hard. By the way, there's no clearer thing that you're drunk than if you're complaining about the difficulty of the fucking sobriety test. Yeah. He should have said, I'm bringing sexy bag.
Yeah. What are you doing tonight, sir? I'm bringing sexy bag.
Didn't you hear me? I said it a couple of years ago. Bringing it back. Yeah.
So what was the sobriety test for him?
They made him walk in a straight line. Then they asked him to blow in the breathalyzer. He refused to do it, so they took him in. It's pretty standard operating procedure. And everybody wanted to act like the police officer was a dick or this or that. The police officers could not have been nicer people. The one guy didn't know who the fuck he was. I mean, after he said Justin Timberlake, he kind of got it. But these guys don't care. But, okay, and then
plus it's a drunk driver. You don't want to let a drunk driver just drive away.
No, bro. Go look at the comments.
What if he hits someone and kills someone?
Frank, go look at the comments of any.
I'm not looking at the comments.
Any bit of this video footage, and people are going, big deal. Why are they giving him such a hard time? Don't they know who he is? I'm like,
what does that mean?
Where am I living? Yeah, this isn't 1980 anymore. We don't just brush off drunk driving. Like, it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
All these, I couldn't believe the comments. Greater Long Island is one of the websites here on the island. They do the best job ever. I fucking love them. There's lots of outlets that do stuff, but Greater Long Island always has great shit. Like, they good fun stuff. They tell you what's going on. If there's like serious news, they're on it. I love Greater Long Island. I looked at the comments when they put out the video footage. People are like, why are they giving him such a hard time? This doesn't make any sense. Like, and then one person's like, you don't know who Justin Timberlake? Like, bro, it's all fun and games until this drunk driver slams into your mom or your sister driving in the opposite direction, and then they're fucking dead.
I have to imagine that a good chunk of the people that are making those kinds of comments are doing it, are trolling.
I mean, maybe it was absurd. And then one guy was like, oh, you never drove a little. I'm like, bro, again, it's not 1980 anymore. Don't you feel like people have kind of learned their lesson when it's come to that?
You would hope. But yeah, it's not, I don't get the cavalier. Oh, what's the problem? Are you kidding?
We're at the dawn of Uber, and Lyft. Like, there's never
Uber and Lyft. He could get a limo to drive him around for all night.
Him especially. But I'm telling you, for the common person, there has never been a better time or an easier time for you to avoid drunk driving.
Right.
It has never been more convenient for you to. You're not in a one-horse pony town where it's like hard to get a cab. Like, there's a fucking Lyft everywhere.
You're going somewhere where you're going to be drinking. Take an Uber there. Take a whatever, a Lyft, anything.
It's Frank, I take a guess at what Timberlake is worth. Whatever he's worth. If I was worth 4% of what he's worth, I would never drive to another party for the rest of my fucking life. Never. I'd be like, guess what, honey? We've made enough money that Somebody's going to drive us.
Everywhere.
Yeah, somebody's going to fucking drive us everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. Because you know this. Like when you go out with your wife, one person gets to enjoy, the other person's got to drive. You know, like that's kind of the way. Like
there's a designated driver. That's the way it works.
That's the way it works. If I could get to a point where we could both be hammered, fuck, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't do it now because I'm like, I'm not paying that guy fucking $40 to drive me 10 minutes. But if I had fuck you money, I would be like, hell yeah, we're gonna, you know.
Absolutely. Why that isn't a no-brainer, just a thing that happens, then I don't get it.
Can't believe the amount of people that are defending Justin Timberlake. I watched this footage and I go, oh, this guy, and he weaseled his way out of the conviction. It's like, bro, you should
get like 20 hours, 25 hours or something like that. Community service. He
should have to serve realistically a year to 2 years behind bars in my view.
Well, what's an ordinary person? I don't know he should get his license suspended.
At least.
He got a fine. Oh, big deal. Was it like $5,000 or something?
It's nothing. It's nothing. I mean, honestly, I feel like just because you didn't kill anybody doesn't mean that you you had a blatant disregard for the law. And again, you're in a position where you don't have. Sag Harbor is filled with taxi cabs for this very reason. Jumpstart the economy, bro. Pay somebody else to give you a ride, you piece of shit. Needless to say, Frank, I will not be purchasing the next Justin Timberlake record. I don't care how good it is. Okay.
When's the last time you purchased any record?
It's not the point. The point is I'm standing with the people. I'm standing with MAD. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
FAD. I'm in FAD. Fathers Against Drunk Driving.
You could have said dad.
Oh, that's better. Dads Against Drunk Driving.
Yeah.
Call the FAD people. Tell them. I ran quickly. President Trump says...
there's no way you ran quickly.
President Trump says we're going to stop bombing Iran. Talks are progressing. I think like 20 minutes later, the de facto spokesperson for the Iranian government or whatever is like, we're not talking to him. What the fuck's he talking about?
He's a fucking idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I believe literally nothing the man says ever.
I mean, it was literally like I saw the tweet and I was like, oh, progress. Okay. Didn't look into it. Busy, getting the kids ready. And then like 2 minutes later, the article comes out and it's like the guy in all the Iranian, he's like wearing some kind of military metal thing. And he's like, well, I don't know who he's talking to.
Who's to me? Yeah. I don't understand. Like, this is the same guy who said last week that we won the war. The war's over. We won it.
I mean, it's crazy. And then he said,
we don't need our allies' help, but now we do need our allies' help, and then we don't need it, and we do need it.
Right.
Hormuz is open. No, it's not open.
Yeah. And then the president came out and he, I guess, corrected the record and was like, well, we're going to pause. Then he goes, we're going to pause firing upon their energy sites. And I'm like, well, you just yelled at Bibi last week to stop doing that. Why would then 3 days later it be news that you weren't targeting them all to begin with anyway? So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, welcome to the batshit craziness that is whatever Trump says, and it's you can't rely on what he says. There's no way. You have to rely on other sources because he can't be trusted.
I mean, again, when we talked about he talked to a former president, and then all the former president staff people were like, no, he didn't. Like, nobody, we never put that call through. And granted, look, could he be texting the president on the side, the former president on the side, and nobody else knows about it? It's possible. But I don't know, kind of unlikely. And then
he lies as much as he talks. Every time he opens his mouth, you can't believe it.
And what's even crazier, too, about this in particular is the son was in charge. Then the son was disfigured. Then the son was possibly gay. Then the son, or mostly gay, I forget what he said. Then the son was possibly gay and disfigured. And then they knew where he was. And now they don't know where like literally they don't know who's in charge, So yeah, it begs the question, who are you having talks with that it's going so well?
Exactly. And they don't know what's going on. They're just bombing shit because Israel is bombing shit, and that's the way they're doing it. And they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what the goal is. They would tell us if they knew, I think.
And to be fair, it's not just our government, because England and France and Spain, they talked all this shit. They weren't helping anybody. And then they were like, okay, you can have our airspace. And then it was the Strait of Hormuz. And then, by the way, nobody went the gay of Hormuz when the guy might have been gay. Nobody did that. I thought for sure they would have changed the name of Strait. It's the Gulf of America. We're gonna change it. I thought that would have been good. Anyway, but nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's happening.
Just because the man's insane and he doesn't know what he's doing.
The man is insane, but the whole situation's. Could you imagine being in Iran today? Going,
no.
Should I even go to war? Like, could you imagine you're just I don't know, you name it. Well, you're a custodian, you're a fucking accountant, you're a I would be like, are they paying tax? Like, what? I would be like, I'm not going in today. Like, does society just break down, or are they just still, or is it like ants where just one thing explodes here and then everybody just moves over and just keeps going around over here? I don't even know what's happening over there.
Exactly. Because we're not being, it's one of those, you don't know what the targets are, because apparently we bombed a school for no reason. So there's no way to know where you are is safe, and what the targets are. I mean, where are we even?
I don't know. And same thing with Ukraine, Russia. That's been 5 years, this war. People are still more. Venezuela, we just got rid of that guy, changed the whole government. Did they lose?
Change the government.
Well, didn't change the government, but changed the leader or whatever the fuck. Did anybody lose a day? Did anybody get PTO? Like, are they just go back to work the next day? And
we don't know. There's no plan. That's the problem.
But not even us. Like, I don't even think people at large give a shit. Like the Venezuelan people, it was like, oh, that's the guy in charge. All right. Oh, they took him out. Okay.
Well,
and it was a new guy. Like, they're still going to soccer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're still going for beers after the fucking.
It's not the people that are arranging these wars. It's the leaders that are fighting with each other and making the people fight each other. If the leaders got along, there's no war. If the two people at the top get along, there's no war. But if they fight each other, well, we got to go to war.
Yeah.
Why? Because you guys don't get along? No, we have to go fight?
It seems crazy. It feels like more and more we're heading towards, if you guys have a fucking problem, you figure it out, because we're not going to get
two in a room. I don't care what happens. The end of this thing, in 10 hours, we're opening these doors. There's got to be a solution here.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems crazy. Like, I'm dying to know, like, I'm hoping that there's some filmmaker on the ground in Iran just filming this every day, because I would love to know what their day-to-day is like.
Well, it depends where the strikes are taking place. If it's in military areas or civilian areas. Apparently it's civilian, because I don't know exactly, but if a school was blown up, it's not exactly a military target.
Yeah. I think about us though, and like, would we care? Like, okay, the Kennedy assassination, probably the worst moment in the history of presidencies, right? Where it was just like shocking, and the whole country, the whole world stopped, right? If that happens today, if a president were to be killed,
it'd be a huge deal.
Massive news. Obviously, funeral, the whole 9 yards. We wouldn't skip a beat though.
Not last year, year before last year, when he clipped his ear.
Massive news.
It was gigantic.
But we didn't skip a beat.
Well, because it was turned out okay.
Like, but I mean, think about it. Our country is built the same way as a wedding. Do you take this man? Like, it doesn't matter who the person is.
We have an order. Well, of course, although the country still has to operate the way it has to operate, but just like it did with JFK. Lyndon Johnson came in.
Yeah.
we have a system put in place where if something, God forbid, happens, we were able to keep functioning.
There's a great movie. I think on Netflix, Lyndon Johnson. I forget what it's called, or Lyndon or LBJ, or whatever they called it. But Woody Harrelson plays LBJ. Fucking phenomenal movie.
I heard that was good.
It's so good. It is so good. It was a really, really good movie. But even in that instance, like it was like, yes, he got sworn in on the plane, and they immediately worked. But it was like 4 or 5 days of the country being like on pause.
Yeah, I mean, especially back then where there's fucking 5 channels. There's no other sources for anything. I'm sure that was all that was being talked about for a long time.
Yeah. And I think the same thing would happen, but I think, Frank, it would be 45 minutes before we just go, okay.
No, it would be a huge thing for a long time.
I don't think so.
I think it would be.
It would be huge. We'd all be talking about it forever. Obviously, there would be conspiracy theories on how it happened and who's responsible. All that would absolutely happen. But the day-to-day disruption wouldn't last longer than 45 minutes. I'm telling you, 9/11 was a longer life disruption for all Americans than a leadership change assassination would be today. I'll die on that hill. I just don't think anybody gives a shit.
The terrorist, the whole that was huge, of course. But something like that, that'd be a huge.
Like, do you think they would shut down schools the next day? Maybe.
Oh no, it depends what the threat is. Depends where it was, what happened. I mean, if it, who the hell knows? It's a case by case basis. What happened with JFK? Did they shut down schools after?
Yeah, for days.
A couple days after. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What would the response be on a national and a global scale? Would it trigger a bigger response from God knows what? Who depending on who did it and how,
Yeah.
So you never know. It would be I think it'd be a massive, huge thing.
Let's say the president takes a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody would care.
I don't know. I mean, is that, it's tragic when anybody drops balls. Again,
right? There'd be the standard amount of sadness, but I don't think it would be this global thing. Again, look at all the
leaders died. When the Queen died, it was a huge, that was a big deal. That was they had parades and they had the whole
mostly
deal.
Ceremonial stuff, but yeah.
So that was a thing that went on for a while, a couple weeks. It was a whole big. There's the story for a while. There was all these recaps of her life, and that wasn't that was just her. She passed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when anybody major in the spotlight, if anything, ever God forbid happens, I feel like that's something that's talked about for a long time.
Yeah. So they put ICE in the airports to help with the
to help with all the confusion, huh? To help make it more fucking crazy.
Well, here's what happened. So the
They're not qualified to tie their own shoes. Now they're going to run an airport. Fuck out of here.
I like it when you get upset. They're trying to pass the SAVE Act. The Democrats are trying to stop it.
Yeah.
So they shut down the government. There's a partial shutdown right now. They're not funding Department of Homeland Security as a result of this. So again, this is a right versus left thing in the government. So now the president is sitting there and he's going, well, how could I turn this back on to the Democrats? Because that's all it is. It's how can we blame the other side? So he goes, I know they hate ICE. We'll put ICE in the airports. That was his solution. That was literally, and he calls up Tom Homan and he gives him the idea. And instead of, I feel like much in corporate America, instead of telling your boss, that's the dumbest fucking idea I've ever heard. Stop calling me.
No one's going to tell him that.
He goes, okay, we'll put ICE in.
He's a cult leader. Can you imagine an underling in a cult telling the cult leader, dude, no, go fuck yourself?
I saw an interview with Tom Homan on one of the Sunday shows, and he's sitting there. he's sitting there like, I don't want to be here answering these questions. And the girl's like, what qualifies ICE to be in TSA? And he goes, well, we're going to put them on like the exits. And she goes, okay, but if they had to assist with line, he goes, they're not going to be in the security line. He's like, we're going to put them at the exits.
Why?
And then she asked the question a third way, and he looks at her like, lady, can't you see the president is just trying to fuck with Democrats, and we're just going to put them on the exits? Like I'm trying my best here to fucking just.
Oh, fuck that guy. I'm not on his side either.
He's
if
like,
he had any balls, he'd be like, no, we're not doing that. But he's not going to do that. So.
No, he's not. But the look on his face is like, we're going to put him there. I'm trying to placate everybody here. We're going to put him there. Like, stop busting my balls. Like, they're going to stand at the exit.
Busting his balls.
Well, anyway, so they get the president today, and they ask him, whose idea it was. And he's like, it was my idea. I had the idea.
Of course it was.
But the way he fucking tells the story is priceless. Yeah, like take a listen.
You know the story of the paperclip? 182 years ago.
Wait, did you hear that? Hold on. Sorry. I have to. The way he goes, let me impart my wisdom on you is fucking priceless.
There you go.
Mine. That was mine. That was like the paperclip. You know the story of the paperclip? 182 years ago, a man discovered the paperclip. It was so simple. And everybody that looked at it say, why didn't I think of that? ICE was my idea. First person I called was Tom Homan. I said, what do you think? He said, I think it's great. Then I saw today there was some masks on. I didn't think the masks were appropriate. I put out a statement and I asked them, would it be possible to take off the mask? Because they should wear a mask when they're dealing with the murderers and the thugs let into our country.
Whose idea was it?
Mine. That was mine.
He's so proud. And he's like, have you ever heard the story of the paperclip?
First of all, nobody discovered a paperclip, okay? Someone invented it. Not like they were walking along and went, what is this? Oh my God.
Look what I discovered. It holds papers together.
Fucking idiot. I mean, he always opens his mouth about other people going, oh, low IQ is not a smart person. I would love for him to go up with an intelligence test against any Democratic leader, even a Republican leader, any leader. I would love to see his scores on any test.
No.
Intelligence, cognitive, all of it. I want to see all the scores.
The story doesn't even make sense, though. Even if the paperclip was discovered, which it wasn't, the idea of one guy, like, and everybody was like, why didn't I think of that? And that's how I arrived at sending ICE to I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Babbling idiot. I can't.
And by the way, I think he's do you tell me if I'm crazy here? I think he's confusing the fact that, like, a lot of people say, well, Isaac Newton invented gravity. And it's like, no, Isaac Newton discovered gravity. Gravity can be discovered. Paperclips have to be invented. Is it me, or do you think that that's why he said it like that? Like
I think he said it like he's an idiot.
Okay.
I mean, why does he say half the stupid things he says?
That was a stretch.
Nothing bad could happen. It could only good happen. End quote.
That was a stretch, though. This was a crazy old man story. Like, oh, do you want to know why this happened? Well, let me tell you the old tale of the paperclip. You know,
and all the reporters. How do you not? I can practically hear their eyes rolling. Oh, this fucking idiot. Okay, what happened with the paperclip?
I mean, he's essentially saying this idea to put ICE in the airports is so brilliant. It's as brilliant as the paperclip. Like, and the paperclip, which, by the way, I didn't know this, apparently stopped society in its tracks and made everybody think, why didn't I invent the paperclip or / discover the paperclip?
What is it? Where did he get this? He must have just seen something about the paperclip. Like,
wait, you mean the old tale of the paperclip? Like, you didn't sit around the old campfire and tell paperclip discovery stories? When
my mom used to read the bedtime story, Good Night Paperclip.
I don't know about you, but in my family, Frank, we would gather every Christmas instead of reading The Night Before Christmas, we would tell stories about how the paperclip was discovered by Jonathan E. Paperclip.
Right.
Which a lot of people think that it was named after its functionality. It's actually named after the person who discovered it.
Common misconception.
Little known fact. Yes.
Like Phil Microwave.
Like Phil Microwave. And Tommy Baseball Bat.
Right. Nothing to do with the sport. He just invented a bat, and his name happened to be Baseball Bat.
Because this, you probably don't know this. Let me give you a little knowledge. But the first time anybody went to a baseball game, they saw the bat and they went, "Why didn't I invent the bat?"
Right.
It would have made baseball prior to Tommy Baseball Bats.
They were going like this to the ball,
swatting the ball and getting hurt.
Yeah, it would hit their hands, and then there were literally 0 home runs in the beginning of baseball.
Right.
It would only go. It wouldn't make it out of the infield.
A lot of foul tips.
A lot of broken fingers too.
Yes. Until Tommy Baseball Bats was like, "Why don't we pick up that thick stick over there?"
Yeah, guys. Anybody seeing this?
Yeah.
You swing, saves your fingers.
Well, it's a great story too, because he was like, I think I have something here. And everybody said, "You're batshit crazy." And he went, that's somebody used that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't with this idiot anymore.
It's the story of the paperclip. It's a tale as old as time. I think Disney's making the paperclip story next year.
Ooh. All the office supplies talk and move around.
No, it's gonna be great. Everybody's gonna love it.
Who's gonna voice the stapler?
The Rock. He voices everything for Disney. Yeah, it's gonna be The Rock. Speaking of which, the Moana trailer dropped today.
Yeah,
a little creepy. I don't know what I was expecting with The Rock. Like it's because you know Moana, the guy he plays. I forget who he plays. Maui, thank you. He's all tatted up, and so like I think
Rock's all tatted up.
He is, but not as much as Maui. But also Maui was like a little bigger than The Rock. But Rock is a big dude, but he's actually kind of slender for a big dude.
Well, Maui is cartoonishly big. He's
right.
Yeah, it's impossible to be a Maui-sized person.
So, but I think they tried to kind of make him more Maui-ish.
Oh, they messed with it. They messed with him CGI-wise. They didn't just let The Rock be The Rock.
Yes, because it looks like he's wearing some sort of a crazy suit.
No, why would they do that?
I don't know.
Big enough. He's like one of the biggest people.
I don't know. On top of which, I can't help but think like this thing is going to be a failure because it's essentially the same
movie. Only, I mean, I feel like a lot of the live action Disney stuff, it's the same movie.
Same movie. But the difference with Lion King and all the other ones was at least those were like years ago. This was like fucking 10 minutes ago. This movie came out.
Maybe, yeah. But now we're in the era of remaking all this shit. So
yeah. Like I know, like see this picture. It might not look at it, but look at his arms. His like forearms, especially, are not that big in real life.
I don't know. He might be. That might be legit.
No,
really?
It's definitely CGI'd. It's enhanced a little bit. You can just tell. And I think that's also. I mean, I know his character wears a necklace, but I think the necklace kind of. I don't know if it's a suit or if it's CGI'd on or whatever the story is, but there's something there.
That's all makeup. You know, they just make up all the stuff on him, I'm sure. I gotta believe that's him.
I don't know. There's something around.
Get a picture of The Rock. Can you side by side a picture of The Rock not in the movie?
That's not a bad idea. Let me see if we can put that together.
That looks like him. Obviously, the tattoos are different because they have to match the Maui stuff, but
right.
I think that's his build.
I don't know. Okay, here, take a look. Let me get you this picture. This is from Disney. Because like even his stomach. Okay, look at him from this angle. And pop this up for you here. Look at this angle. It's I don't know. His stomach is just wider.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a cartoon. The cartoon isn't going to be is not accurate to person size. The cartoon's ridiculous. No one looks like that.
Granted, but then why not just make it if it's a full thing? Here's a story of a lovely lady. Bear with me here. I got a computer from the 1950s. It's just taking a second. Okay,
that's his arms.
Look at how wide. I don't know.
He's a big dude. That's
a
him,
wide. I don't think he's that wide.
I think you're not giving him enough. I think that's him.
All right, let me see if I can find a shot of him like in the WWE.
You gotta get a recent shot. He's gonna look different than he did 20 years ago. I think that's him. I mean, even if they messed with it, would they do it? Add a little bit on? If you're gonna mess with him, you're gonna do something major. I mean, I feel like there's no point if you're only gonna add like an inch around his waist or something.
I don't know.
That's his body. I think that's him. He's a big fucking guy.
No.
What? Put the picture up.
I'm trying to find it.
You can't do a good picture.
I'm trying to find a good. Okay, here. Let me see this one. Okay, here. This is a good one. We're not gonna keep this up for too long. Let me see if I could.
I think you're losing this argument. That's it. That's him. I can't. His arms can't be any thinner, and it's not going to look right.
First of all, weird. You're batshit crazy.
He's proportionate to his head, and that's him. Did you see him in what was the movie that just came out where he was the MMA fighter, Smash Machine? He's fucking huge.
There's CGI in that too, though.
No, he's got prosthetics on his face.
Is that prosthetics?
Yeah.
Okay, look at that.
Yeah, he's gigantic.
Look at his waist. He's so much smaller there. And look at his forearms, how much smaller they are.
It's the same fucking picture. It's the same guy. It's the same thing.
Come on. Look at how thin he is around the waist. Look at how fat he is around the wider around the waist he is there.
Well, he's a different pulp. When you put your arms up and you have muscle, everything kind of widens a little bit.
I just think they're fattening him up a little bit there to make the. By the way, I just don't think he looks good with that hair and everything. I don't know if it's because we're so used to seeing him without hair for all these years.
We're used to the no hair look. I mean,
it looks a little weird.
He's got to have the hair, I guess, because of the character.
If you're asking my honest opinion, I know he voiced the character, but I would have cast like Jason Momoa or something, and it's not him. I don't know. It just doesn't.
Well, why would you cast Momoa if you got this big muscly guy that does the voice? I mean, if you have the voice, that's most of the battle for this thing. It's a cartoon.
I guess so. I don't know. I just think this is going to be a fucking flop and a half. I think Disney's going to take it.
I mean, but it didn't look good. It looked like the same movie.
It's the same fucking movie. It's the same movie.
I mean, the movie was good. The original, the cartoon.
It's great. It's one of my favorites. It's fucking one of my favorites. I love it. I love it. But it's like if everything in the world's going to be fake anyway, what are we even doing here? Like, I don't even get it. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's
why am I even here? What do I? If I'm just going to say, I just saw a cartoon do this. Now I got to watch a computer do this. Like, okay.
It doesn't make sense. Oh, is that a real person next to computer generated images now? Like, what's the fucking like? Who cares? I don't need to see The Rock's real face.
Because instead of re-releasing the movie, they look, we did it. We all acted it out. Here, now you watch it.
Right. Yeah. It's like I already saw this. It's like we already lived through the invention of the paperclip. We don't need to rehash the story.
Now, what if they did a sequel, but the sequel was live action? Like you have the cartoon is the original,
right?
They did Moana 2.
They did.
They did Moana 3, but the third movie is a live action one. That would be different.
Right?
No, it's not the story of the first 1 and 2, but it picks up like it's the third movie.
Right. I could see that, but also I that makes a lot more sense than oh, it was a cartoon last time, now it's a real thing. It just doesn't, it's not like, okay, remember Dick Tracy? That was revolutionary.
Yeah.
It's comic strip to movie. There was structure there. There was a point. We'd never seen anything like it before. Cool. I get it. The thing that came out 3 years ago, now you're put like it doesn't, and it's all going to be CGI'd anyway, because none of those locations really exist, or the little guys with the arrows. It's like, what are we talking about?
This is a money grab. This is let's see if we could do it live action, just because I think none of this happens if The Rock doesn't, if the person voicing Maui wasn't The Rock, and it was like an old man who happened to sound, like,
right.
Otherwise, you have The Rock. Let's get The Rock to do this thing. He was so into the movie. I think it's because like, a lot of people that do voiceover work don't look like the characters they're voicing. This happens to be a dead ringer. It's the same person. So you're gonna get The Rock. Yeah,
and not for nothing. Yeah, not to be like a dick or anything, but The Rock is like the worst part of the movie. Like, he's not. I feel like you could have put a million other actors in that role, and it would have been.
No, he was good. He was good in it. You didn't like his part?
I thought he was the weakest one. I thought the girl was good. The grandma's fantastic. The dad, like, they're all great. He can't sing.
Like the song. No, but it's fine. I wasn't expecting like like name a big famous singer. The Rock. I don't care. The song was catchy. You're welcome.
The song is catchy. Well, because I think that was what's his name, Hamilton. There, he wrote it.
He wrote it, but Rock sang it.
I don't know. I would have taken Hamilton guy, or who's the guy that was in Birdcage that I love? He's in all the musicals.
Nathan Lane.
Fucking Nathan Lane can sing the shit out of that stuff. Like, that's like that show tuney stuff that Nathan Lane kills at.
Yeah, he's singing Hakuna Matata.
That's right. What was wrong with that? Nothing.
No. What do you want from me? What else are you looking for here?
Okay, Project Hail Mary, space thriller with Ryan Gosling, looks like the biggest loser. Like, I saw the preview for that, and I was like,
a shit ton of money.
Who's going to see this piece of shit? It made $140 million in the box office. It's a massive hit. We're all talking about Hollywood being dead. You get this fucking little film.
We lost you. You got to go out and come back in.
Sorry. I said we're all talking about. Damn it.
Nope.
Fucking, it's a conspiracy, Frank.
Yeah, that's Hollywood getting you. Yeah, see,
it's Hollywood.
Go out, come back in, man, or else it's never going to catch up. There you go. All right, Anthony's gone. Finally, welcome to the Frankie C Show. The Project Hail Mary. It looks good. I would go see it. Aaron and I went to see what's it called? Ready or Not 2. Here I Come. The sequel to Ready or Not, which came out maybe a couple of years ago. Samara Weaving. The original was awesome. Highly recommended. It's a horror movie, action, suspense kind of thing. It's not like a really, really super gory serial killer like horror movie, but it's up there. It's good.
What, Moana 3?
What?
Moana 3?
Moana, yeah. It's not your ordinary horror movie.
Oh, what was the one you talked to? Peekaboo? I See You? What did you see?
Ready or Not 2.
Ready or Not 2.
The original was great. The second one was really good. Wasn't as good as the original, but was good. Enjoyed it.
Was Lauryn Hill's song in it?
No. That would have been the move.
Missed opportunity.
I know. Oh, pretty baby. Oh, not that one.
Not that one.
Killing you soft. No, not that one either.
No, but I'm loving the little Lauryn Hill segment you're doing right now. It's good. 140.9 million. This is like the darling. People are like, oh, this is actually like a really good movie.
Hey.
And we've been talking about Hollywood being dead, and here comes this little fucking Ryan Gosling movie, and it's like inspiring everybody. Yeah.
5 seconds.
Erin walked into the wrong movie theater and watched 5 seconds of it. She said the 5 seconds she saw was very good.
This is a good 5 seconds. Yeah.
5 seconds. You sure about that 5 seconds?
We should do 5-second review. Remember Puffy was doing 4-second food reviews where he would eat food in like 4 seconds? He stopped doing those. But that's a good movie premise. Like I walked in 5 seconds. It looked good. You should go see it.
Looked like an all right picture.
Yeah. So it's 35. I kind of want to see this movie, but like, okay, so I'm in the car. I'm driving to the father-daughter dance with my daughter. And she's like, why don't we go see movies anymore? And I'm like, yeah, you're right. We kind of, I'm like, it's been tough because we've had a lot of stuff to do on weekends between
next
this
generation. They want to go to the movies. So what's,
there was a time we were going to movies all the time. Now we just haven't. And I was like, she said to me, she goes, I want to see Zootopia. I go, okay, Zootopia 2. Within like 3 weeks, it was on Disney Plus. I'm like,
yeah.
I guess we don't have to go see Zootopia in the movie theaters anymore. It's here.
That's the other thing. Like movies used to come out years ago. It would come out and then it wouldn't come out on TV or whatever for another year.
Right.
Now it's like a month later. It's in your house.
So it's like not even like people's fault. It's like the company, like they don't know where to be greediest. Right. In the and
I
they're
think
like,
if they want to be smart, you got to treat it as two separate things. You got your movie theater movies that you want to make a lot of money there, and then you got your streaming. You can't
have both anymore.
You can't cannibalize it because you're just not. It's not going to work. You can't say, "Oh, come to the movies," but in 2 weeks it's going to be streaming, and you don't have to come to the movies.
Yeah, you just can't do it anymore. I mean, you can. But you can't, like 2 weeks, and then you can't expect people. You got to know that the one you put in for 2 weeks and you go straight to streaming is like the straight to streaming movie. And the one that sits in the movie theater for like 2 months is your movie theater movie.
Right. And then it shouldn't come out streaming for a few more months, at least after that, maybe 5-6 months.
Yeah.
If you want people to go to the movie to see it, you can't be like, just wait a couple weeks and it'll be in your house.
Right. And get better popcorn.
You know what's weird? I don't get the popcorn when I go to the movies.
No.
Yeah, I mean it depends where I go, but soda and usually nachos are my go-to.
AMC upped their popcorn, and then they did the thing where you can just come back and get more, which I love because again, when you got a family of 4, one tub's not going to do it,
Right.
So that's like helpful, but again, it's like I don't want to spend $80 on movie tickets and then another $90 on refreshments for a fucking movie that's going to be in my living room in 3 weeks.
Right. It's true.
It's not even good. Like, when you go to a restaurant, you drop like $170 on a meal and you're like, that was a lot for a meal, but damn it, was that worth it? You never have that feeling with movie theater food.
Yeah, no, movie theater food. Well, depends what it's true. It's a lot of money, but we go to this movie theater that every now and then, like they used to have, like you could get like a fried chicken sandwich, and you can get like a pizza and this and that, and they had all these meals. We went there recently. All that's gone.
Really?
Now it's popcorn, pretzels, hot dog. They have a little personal pizza, but it's tiny. But you used to be able to get like a fucking chicken Caesar salad or something. You used to be able to get your dinner there too. But they got rid of that. Restaurants
are popular.
Yeah.
You would think a restaurant first and a movie theater second place would be like huge.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be. I mean, you attach a movie theater to your restaurant. That's a night out, man.
That's a night out. Like have a killer meal, but you got the movie. It's like.
Well, this place, you go and a lot of theaters are doing the thing where you order the food and then you go sit down and then they bring it to you.
Yeah, I like that, but it can't be microwaved fucking popcorn chicken shit. That's terrible.
It's gotta be something good. Yeah,
gotta be something good.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, do you want to explain why do you have like your anal beads hanging from the coat rack today? It's distracting.
They're actually frosted like little fruit things. Like this is an apple, this is a pear, this is a cherry. They're all different fruits. It's like a garland.
It's like an anal garland? Is that what do you do over there?
If that, anyway, let's see if I can get it closer. Yeah, the little fruit. See, have the stems and everything.
Oh, what? Gotcha. Is that like a fall decoration or a spring decoration? What is that?
I'm gonna say it's a seasonal decoration.
You get that whole thing in your ass at once? That's pretty.
The whole thing, but
a good amount of it.
That's never a requirement.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's a little garland will be hanging around the house. That's nice. A little festive thing. A springtime fruit garland.
A little springtime for Hitler. Mel Torme. Not Mel Torme. Mel Brooks.
You jackass. Velvet Fog.
We never talked about. Could we do it really quickly as we exit here? The Simpsons road rage, and we kind of talked about it a little bit one night, but like you're playing Simpsons road rage. Like, how bad is it? Not. I'm sure you're having a great time. Like, how bad is the addiction to Simpsons road rage? Because I feel like you texted me the other day. I'm not prying into your personal life, but you texted me the other day, and I was like, "Why are you up this late?"
I was exaggerating. I wasn't up playing that.
Oh, you weren't? Because I could totally
that
go
was a
for
joke.
that. Okay.
But I love it. We recently got a PlayStation 2 because we were feeling nostalgic for the old games. One of them being Simpsons Road Rage. We were able to find it on eBay. We got it, and we've been playing it. It's fun. It's a fun game. You know, it's not. Games used to be you buy the game and you're done. Now you buy a game and there's a million. You could buy a game for $50, $60, and you're not done. You have to keep buying shit and buying shit and buying shit. This games 20 years and before, you bought the game and you own the game. That's it.
Yeah. And you had it on your thing the other day. People were asking in the chat and we ignored it. But Spider-Man 2 is one of the best games. And that was on that.
Spider-Man 2, man. I got that one too. That's another great one. Zipping all over New York City. It's the way New York looked in 2003. So it's a little different now. A lot of more buildings going up. But it's a fun game. It's one of those. I like the, what are they called? Free roaming, open world games.
Yeah.
Wait, that was where you want. What?
That was 2003.
Around there.
What's
3 or 4 or 5?
What's in the trade center? What's down there?
It's the lights, the tribute.
It's the lights.
Yeah.
I see. I couldn't remember that part of it. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So if you take Spider-Man down to the World Trade Center, this is a couple of years after 9/11. They have the spotlights at night shooting up into the air. But it's an open world game. That's so much fun. They're coming out with an open world Lord of the Rings game. That's going to be like for PlayStation 5 or Xbox, whatever the hell the new thing is now. But that's, you get to walk around and go wherever the hell you want in the whole map. And like, you go to this town, that town, you're fighting goblins, you're fighting this, you're fighting, you can go all over. But those are the fun games for me. I like exploring and doing that kind of thing.
Give me the rundown. What was the longest you've played since you got Spider-Man 2 back? Have you found yourself 4 hours into a run going, holy shit, I gotta get a break in here?
No, what's weird? I haven't delved. I haven't gotten into Spider-Man 2 as much as Simpsons, so I haven't jumped into that pond yet. I played it a few times, but I haven't really, let myself play it for a very long time. So.
All right, so what's the longest you went on Road Rage? 2 hours?
Road Rage, we could play it for a couple hours, yeah.
4 hours? Have you hit a 4 hour mark?
Maybe an hour and a half, 2.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's a fun game, man. Brings you right back. Good
I got it.
And you know what it is? It's Simpsons. Again, this was like early 2000s. So it's the first like dozen or so seasons of The Simpsons. That's your classic Simpsons. It's not the later years. Yeah. So everything in the game is all stuff from when we were growing up.
I remember the game vaguely, but I don't really remember the point. Like I don't remember the fine.
There were a few different Simpsons games, but this one, Road Rage, is you're a taxi basically, and you have to pick up characters around the map and drop them off places. And you earn more and more money. You unlock characters. You unlock more cars.
Right.
and you unlock more maps, and you go to different, different areas of Springfield.
That was kind of the last pre-open world. Like that was the one right before it really got open.
Yeah, it is kind of an open world, but I mean, there's an option where you could explore. Then there's Simpsons Hit and Run, which is similar. Basically, Simpsons Hit and Run is Grand Theft Auto, but The Simpsons. So
Gotcha.
if you like Grand Theft Auto, but Simpsons, that's this. So you're a Simpsons character. You're completing missions. You're doing this, but you're walking around Springfield. You get in a car. You drive wherever. You're earning money. You change outfits. It's literally everything you could do in Grand Theft Auto. You could do in this, except for my prostitutes.
There was a game. Okay, remember the first Grand Theft Auto where it was all overhead? There was no 3D. You were just overhead. You just kind of like looked overhead. Okay, it was after that one, but before it became like Grand Theft Auto. There was a game where you literally would just drive around, like you would get in a car, and you could, again, it was open world. I don't remember what the name of this game was, but it was right. It had to come out when we were like 14, 15. And I just remember, I think it was like PlayStation 1.
Okay.
I just remember playing this game, driving from one place, like it's at that time where you're just fantasizing about having a driver's license and you're like, I'm going to go places. My parents can't tell me. I would literally drive from one place to another. I would pretend this was my house and then that was my job. Like I would just drive around and be like a normal person driving.
Well, there was a game like that. You remember Sim City?
Yes.
You build your community, your neighborhood, a city.
Yeah.
And there was an option to like explore the city.
To get in and drive. Yeah,
and
yeah.
The car would drive around the city you just built.
Yep.
It was kind of cool.
That was really cool. That was really, really cool. The Sims games were great. Like I love that shit.
I feel like I haven't played them since. Like there's a SimCity in the App Store for your phone, and it's okay. But beyond that, like Sim this, Sim that, I feel like it gets into like reality show territory. Like you get these characters and they're all jerks and they're not, I just want to build a city and be the mayor, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And I even loved Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh yeah.
Remember those? And like theme park you build like your own little thing. I'm gonna put a little fucking amusement thing over here.
Well, they have that. They have that like Jurassic Park. They have that. You could build your own Jurassic Park. And then shit goes wrong. Yeah.
See, that's where I haven't
played it, but I've seen it.
That's where they lose me, when shit goes wrong. Like a kraken attacked your.
Yeah.
Okay, can I just
meteor hit your town? Like, oh shit.
Yeah. I fucking hate that stuff.
All right. It's all just easy, straightforward shit.
Yeah, I have to tell you. Have you seen oh my God, the TV show on HBO Max, the one that I watch in the gym? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know the show now?
Oh yeah, the gym show.
The gym show.
Anthony at the gym show.
No, with John Cena. What's that fucking?
Oh yeah, the
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
I started taking creatine. It's supposed to make you focus and smarter. It ain't fucking working. Okay, it's not working. Peacemaker season 2 is so fucking good. I've crossed the threshold of you have to watch it. Like I'm going to start preaching about this show. It is so fucking good. It is so now that I want to. Can I give you a little spoil? Can I throw a little spoil your way?
For season 2? What are you gonna before you spoil it? What are you going to be spoiling?
Major plot lines.
No, don't do that then.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna give you the non-spoiler sell. Stuff happens in the show where it's like, let me think if I'm spoiling by giving you this little tidbit. Because I don't
do it, man. We got a lot of people watching this that haven't seen it yet.
All right, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to say this. I watched the show, and I just finished episode 6 or 7. some of the most brilliant television I have ever seen.
Wow.
It is so, James Gunn is so good.
Guy knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
He's a big Marvel guy. He directed a lot of the Marvel shit.
Yeah. And you know what? He's doing a stellar job with the DC universe so far. Not even if you don't love comic book. By the way, this show has crazy sex scenes. It is drug fueled. It's cursed. It is not appropriate for children. Not appropriate. But I watched this last episode and I was just like, oh my God, this guy, it is so thought provoking because he shows you something and then it applies to today's world. And then you go, it makes you just think about what's happening in society right now. You know how we all go, oh my God, it would be so much better if this or that. The last episode, it makes you think.
Easy.
Okay. But it just makes you, it makes you think so much. Okay. I won't say anymore. Frank, it is so good. It is. I am pulling my card.
All right.
4 years ago or 2 years ago, whenever Frankie sat here on this podcast and he goes, you got to watch This Is the Last of Us. When you get to episode 4, you're not going to believe it. And at episode 3, I was like, this fucking episode 4 better be great because I don't know about this goddamn show. Episode 4 was so fucking good. It was so moving. It was cinematic and beautiful, and it just made you feel all the feels.
Right.
This episode in Peacemaker makes you think all the things because it is so. Something happens in the second season, and then it culminates in this. I'm just gonna say.
All right, listen. All you gotta say is you recommend. You already sold it. You don't have to go into detail.
Blown.
Mine blown.
Blown.
Terry, blown.
Blown. I mean, it is so, and the way he does it, and then he just gives you a little joke just at the end. It's such a you're just like, and then just a little thing, and then you can't help but laugh at it too. Like it's
is it like Deadpool-esque?
Even no, way better. Way better. You're in something, you know what's happening, and then he puts something up, and you, how did I not fucking see this coming? How did I not?
Cool?
Guardians of the Galaxy better than Peacemaker?
Yeah.
Guardians is great. I love it. Guardians is another instant, just like Peacemaker, where I go, Talking Rack, I'm going to fucking hate. I started this series going, I fucking can't stand John Cena. There's no way this is going to be. I literally dragged myself into it because I heard it had something to do with Superman, the new Superman movies. He was tying it all in. So I'm like, I'm going to fucking suffer through this. Season 1 was good. Season 2 is like fucking outstanding. If you can sit, I don't know how many episodes season 1 was, 10 or 12 or whatever it was. If you can sit through a superhero story that's kind of interesting to you, if you have the time for that, I'm telling you, do it because season 2 is so fucking good.
All right. I mean, I'll try it.
I gotta urge you to do it because it's like, I mean, it's unlike anything. Hi, somebody from LA. Sorry, the Instagram chat. We can't see it in the live chat that comes up on screen.
Hello, Instagram chat.
But somebody said hi from LA, which we're very big in LA.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the name?
LECHI Le Chiclet 1. Le Chiclet 1.
Hello,
Le Chiclet.
Le Chiclet.
Yeah. So anyway,
it sucks that we can't see it in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
That's bogus. But all right, Peacemaker. You sold me. I'll give it a shot.
It's a tough sell because you're like, bro.
I like the superhero stuff.
But it's hard to be like, hey, 17 episodes in, it's going to be so worth it. At least yours was 4, you know?
You got to sit there for 24 hours straight. But after that.
Like, it's kind of why it keeps you into, you're like, oh, this is wacky and cool. All right, I mean, Season 2, they fucking turned it on. Like, I don't know what happened, but the whole season has been fucking great. And then I got the last. I go, this is unbelievable. I can't. And nobody. By the way, has anybody in the live chat seen this? I have nobody to talk to about this.
Are you watching it with Cuddles?
No, I watch it at the gym. It's my gym now. It's like so now I'm doing a lot more non-cardio stuff. So I'm on the treadmill watching even less, but it's,
Are you the creepy guy at the gym watching sex scenes?
Bro,
are you working out?
Yeah, didn't we talk about that? Like, spoiler alert, there's a whole fucking orgy in this thing, and I'm watching this, and I got the headphones on. I'm like, I swear to God. And all of a sudden I think I go, it would be hilarious if somebody walked in at this moment. And at that moment I turn around and there's a dude who just walked in, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, now he thinks I'm watching porn. I'm like, I pulled my headphone out. I was like, this Peacemaker's crazy. And he's like, I don't know. I don't want to hear about your piece. I don't know what. Yeah. I don't know what you're fucking watching, guy. But it was a full-on orgy. Yeah, it was a whole. And because I remember like 2 episodes in, I'm kind of, or like a half hour into the first episode, I'm like, maybe my son will want to watch this with me. And then all of a sudden, there's like one night stands, and he's sniffing coke, and I'm like, okay, no, this isn't going to be. It's not going to be.
Well, he was in. What was it? What was that stupid bunch of movies?
Vacation Friends.
No. This character.
Oh.
Baker was in.
He was in Superman.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Sucked.
Yeah.
And the second one actually I think was better than the first one, but it still sucked.
It sucked. Yeah. That plays a role in this show.
Yeah.
But it's even better in season 2. Like, it makes more sense in season 2.
You sold me.
Are you sold? Because I feel like you're never gonna watch it.
Maybe not, but I'll try. I can't quote Bart Simpson. I can't say that I'll try, but I'll try to try.
When I tell you, I could not stand John Cena. Everything he's in, I'm like, this would be so much better if it was anybody else.
John Cena. What was that? Was he Ricky Stenicki?
Yep.
That was good.
Yeah, it was okay. That was maybe his best role. But the one that he was in with the blonde comedian who I love, what's her name?
I don't.
She lost a bunch of weight recently. Who's the blonde comedian? She was like the it girl 5 years ago, before Nikki Glaser.
I can't watch her movie. She annoys me. Amy Schumer.
She was in the movie. He was in the movie with Amy Schumer. I was just like, any other actor would have been good. Even LeBron James, who was outshining fucking John Cena in the acting role. But in this show, he's spectacular.
All right, I'll try it.
I'm telling you, I didn't see.
Watch Ready or Not. It's a horror movie, but it's not a scary horror movie. It's more of a suspense action-y movie.
So a horror movie that doesn't scare you? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it's not. It's horror in the sense that there are like people that get killed, but it's not like I wouldn't classify it as like a action movie, like, because there's no, I don't know, there's no explosions and chase. It's like the girl has to survive a game of hide and seek.
That sounds terrifying. I don't care for stuff like that.
It's a good movie, and Samara Weaving is a really good actor.
Samara Weaving?
Do you know Hugo Weaving, Mr. Smith from the Matrix movies?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's his niece.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought that guy was AI. I didn't even know he was real.
No, he's a real guy. But it's a very good movie. Ready or Not.
Okay.
It's streaming on something now.
Gonna find you.
Right.
And take things over. I don't know if that's the lyrics or not. I'm not quite sure.
I don't even know what song you're singing. But the...
Show me potato salad.
Oh. Go.
Get Oval.
No,
Oh, you paused it. All right. Make sure you pick up Oval, Aaron's book, right there. Anthony's holding up a copy. You could buy a copy just like that, or download a digital copy. Link is in the description below. Check it out. Check out the reviews. Check out the story. It's a wonderful book written by Aaron C. Pick it up today.
Don't wait. Like what Frank is going to do to watch Peacemaker. Get it now.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.
That was like